So I had this totally awesome idea recently.
Yeah.
And by recently, I mean this afternoon.
Okay.
Remember a couple weeks ago I asked you how your burrito game was?
Yeah.
Because I've been like practicing rolling burritos. Not practicing.
Okay.
I don't like stand in my kitchen with tortillas and like just roll up burritos
Right.
all day. But like any chance I get to make a burrito, I'm trying to get my roll on, you know? And right now I have some leftover pizza in the fridge.
You're gonna roll that into a burrito?
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about just like chunking it up, you know?
Yeah.
And then like the crust would make like a nice center to a burrito.
It's probably been done before. I mean, I
I'm
couldn't
sure
see.
it has.
Yeah, I couldn't see. Yeah.
Because what I've been doing is like rolling it up and then just like, depending on what I put in it, like if I put chicken in it, because sometimes chicken doesn't like warm up the way I want it to. I like microwave the chicken first, and then I put everything in it, and then let the cheese melt in like on the pan, and then I like grill both sides. But if I do beef, I don't even do that. I just let the whole thing heat up in the pan and just do it super slow for like a really long time. I think I would do the pizza that way.
Okay.
So just like low and slow for like 15 minutes.
Do you think like the exterior would get too greasy though?
It might, but I don't know. Experiments, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a pretty big tortilla shell that I have. It's like a 12-inch. So I think
Tull's coming to chat saying some crazy shit. You're not wrong.
I was just thinking about this during the day.
I mean, no, I get it. I had Taco Bell for dinner, so I guess that's boom.
Taco Bell, like, so that was another thing that I had done in the past. Not with Taco Bell specifically, but more with McDonald's. Like, I found that a George Foreman grill is like the ideal way to reheat like a McDouble. You just like smash it like a panini in a George Foreman grill.
That's fair. Usually, if I have like I have a burrito from Taco Bell that a bean burrito and with my fridge from Taco Bell that like. I just like, dude. I like kind of just give up on reheating fast food. I'll just eat that cold.
I've been there. I do that.
I just
like,
eat cold.
Because at a certain point, like you just kind of wreck it if you microwave it. That's why I experimented with this George Foreman grill. I think Taco Bell would be like the perfect leftovers for a George Foreman grill.
Yeah, I feel like a quesadilla or something. I don't disagree. I think that you're coming in here spitting facts. I have nothing to dispute you.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's just like I've never done it with Taco Bell. I have done it with a McDouble though, and it was pretty great. But like Taco Bell seems like a perfect fit for a George Foreman grill. Anyway, I think I totally might try to roll up a piece of pizza in a burrito.
Do it.
Sounds
Not right now. We have a podcast to record, but do it.
No. I think maybe after, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? I think
you have time. You have time to experiment with it. You don't have to do it right now. You know.
Put it on my Instagram.
Yeah. Tag our tag ruining movies on all our social media in it.
This is what we do.
Oh God! I almost just pulled my headphones out. Yeah. All right. I don't know why I said all right like that was a segue or anything. All right.
Speaking of pizza, let's talk about movies.
Let's talk about cheesy stuff that's coming out. All right, that's a segue. We're taking it. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to Ruining Movies, a podcast about ruining movies. This week we are talking about the Jake Gyllenhaal-led film Nightcrawler that I think came out in 2016, 2017. Actually, I probably should get that right when it came out. Let me see.
I have no idea. I did not.
2014, not close at all. To the 2014, Dan Gilroy directed, Jake Gyllenhaal led film Nightcrawler. But before we get into discussing that movie and ruining it with the help of you wonderful live studio audience, as we remake that film in a new genre, let's talk about the news. We're kind of have a light news week this week. At least on the movie front. We have a decent amount of TV stuff going on. But like movies, like usually I like sarcastically say there's not much going on in movies, but like really there's not that much going on in movies right now.
Yeah, I saw a couple things that seem kind of cool. But nothing like really like popped out at me other than like, I mean, like the Marvel thing was kind of big, but that was stuff that we've been seeing mostly.
Yeah, and I think that's where
Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Oh God,
Well,
Jinx.
hello.
All right, we'll start with the MCU. Well, I think we should definitely start with the MCU thing. I'm like strangely angry at it, so we'll talk about it.
Strangely angry. Okay.
Yeah. But first, I want to read out Ghost Hand's comment talking about Nightcrawler. They say that movie is excellent. I think it's a Generation's American Psycho. I agree. We will definitely talk about that in the discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a good take. And I think we're definitely going to talk about it. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, let's talk about some other psychopaths, and let's talk about the MCU. Let's talk about Disney. So, okay, yeah. I don't know if I'm just being petty or pedantic, or I was just in a bad mood when I watched this. Like, okay, the trailer itself is fine. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at what came after. I am mad that Marvel and Disney is broadcasting this as Marvel Studios celebrates the movies. If me and you made a Ruining Movies celebrates the podcast and only put our podcasts in it, I would be like, wow. Also, on that note, Marvel Studios and Disney is notoriously known for not working nice with other movie studios and other movie productions.
True. Specifically,
Tarantino not being able to show The Hateful Eight in one of the most important theaters in all of LA because Star Wars was running for its like 8th week. Also, I guess happy May the 4th be with you. I also have something to talk about that. I guess. I don't know. I read that. I was like, okay, if you're going to celebrate the movies, celebrate all the movies. Like, I get you're celebrating your stuff. You could be like, it could be worded, I don't know. It just pissed me off for some reason. I was like, you're not celebrating the movies. You're celebrating yourself, which is fine. And the MCU is something that is unlike anything else. But don't say you're celebrating the movies. Come on, man.
Oh my gosh. This took a way different direction than I expected.
I don't know. It started off and I just was like, no, you don't. Disney, don't you dare.
You don't. That's really funny. So what actually upset me about it, like, let me start off with, like, I'm excited about these movies. It's going to be rad or whatever.
Yeah.
What was exciting about the original, like, set of things, because this is, like, basically what this is, right? Like, it's like a hard reset.
Right.
Of our MCU as we know it. So in the beginning, like, when things were starting to build, the excitement of it was kind of like the unknown, right? Like, things were kind of happening and building, and like you could pick things out of the background and it'd be like, holy shit, that's cool. And it was like always this like building anticipation over the course of all these years. And now it kind of feels like they're playing on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
because they were just
agree.
like, here's this stuff and this timeline, like, get excited. You know, I would have almost rather they had just like dropped a trailer for one of those things.
Yeah.
Instead of like this big trailer of their like timeline, because now it's like, get ready to get invested in the next series of events. Like, I'd much rather just get invested in that movie.
I think the MCU is in a very strange place right now. They just had Endgame, which was the event of you could consider being like the film event of the decade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call it an event. It is a film, but it is an event. That is how I put like Endgame like on par with being an event like Rocky Horror Picture Show, like. That's why when they showed the Endgame part in the movies, Marvel Studios Celebrate the Movies, they showed a live audience reaction because it was an event. It was 10 years, 50. I don't know how long it was ever since I'm into Endgame. Long time, but it was like an uphill, like roller coaster. You're getting to the peak. Endgame, you peak, and now you don't keep going up. Like, that's not how roller coasters work. I don't know why I'm describing how roller coasters work right now.
I get the analogy, though.
You hit Endgame, and then we already kind of saw with No Way Home, like, that movie just kind of fell off the radar because you're following up Endgame. And now you have Black Widow, which I also think isn't a strong, like, contender coming in.
No Way Home, did you mean the other Spider-Man movie?
What is? Oh, No Way Home's a new one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What is it? Like Far From Home? Yeah, they all have the same naming conventions. Far From
Yeah,
Home, like it fell under the radar. I think
yeah.
I agree with you here. They like show they're like, ooh, look at all this stuff, and it's like I don't really care.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, we've talked about like these building universes before and stuff, and it's like I really liked the way that it felt like things were just falling into place.
yeah,
Now it feels like you're showing me like an already half done puzzle.
yeah. I mean, I agree with that. We had it's. I don't have anything to be excited about. Like, like okay. So, if the MCU ended with Endgame, I feel like I would have been fine with that. Obviously, they were never going to do that, but like, if we
Right.
never got any more films after Endgame, I don't know if
It
I
was
like
a worthy conclusion.
exactly. It's kind of like we're going to talk about Dexter when we talk about television and stuff because I want to talk about the new season coming out. But it's
Okay.
kind of like the main problem people have with Dexter is like the first 3 or 4 seasons were like some of the best TV, and then like the other seasons after that were like okay, but because they were following up something fantastic, because they were okay, people are going to dislike it. That's just how things work. If you same with Game of Thrones, you
Mm-hmm.
have like this fantastic crescendo of like excitement and well, like worthy television and stuff, and then like the end doesn't hit it. So like, is that going to happen to the MCU? Is Endgame going to be the top?
Right.
And then if things aren't going to meet up to the excitement and the nostalgia, because now Disney is fighting against the nostalgia of like Iron Man and
Yeah.
Captain America, like how is it going to go? And I mean, Disney's not going to stop pushing the MCU. So it's I think we're going to be in a weird, yeah, we're going to be in a weird, it's a weird time for the MCU. Also, I would like to say I called it now that we finally got Eternals footage after, God, I can never remember. I feel bad. I can't remember her name. The director for No Man Land.
Yeah, after the Oscars.
Yeah, Chloe Zhao. She won her Oscars. She won the Oscar for I think Best Director.
Within a week.
Within a week, we got Eternals footage. I called it. Disney was waiting to wave that over it. But yeah, I don't know. Ghost Hand said excited to see how they're gonna ruin Fantastic Four this time. Fantastic Four is just such an unfortunate film franchise that never gets like gets what it deserves. Like Fantastic Four is like pinnacle like Marvel. It's like what made Marvel, and they just never have had a film that's done them justice.
I'm admittedly a little concerned. You know, like I don't know whether to be excited or concerned for the things to come. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's clear that they've got a lot of things down the pipeline. So, which is like part of why I'm not excited, because I know what's down the pipeline. I know what's coming, and that takes away a little bit of the excitement. Like the Marvels, was that what it was called? The Marvels? It's going to be Miss Marvel and
Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and
Captain Marvel.
Probably, oh god, what's her name? She was just in WandaVision.
Oh yeah,
Monica. I can't remember
Rambeau.
what. Yeah, like because that's what that comic is based off of. Is like those three.
Yeah, so it's like that's cool, but now I know that that's coming. So
Right.
it's like I don't know. It's clear they're setting up for something, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
The main thing I'm excited to see is my favorite heroes, some of my favorite heroes, like put onto the screen again.
Yeah.
Or onto a screen, because like regardless of how shitty any plot may be, like seeing like an updated on-screen version of Doctor Doom sounds pretty rad.
Right, that is true. Like yeah,
with new CGI and stuff. Like I don't know. I hope that he gets pushed into an amazing story with really cool stuff going on. but like I'm pretty confident that he's gonna just look really cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair take. I mean, I'm looking at this list right now. We're getting Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, The Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, The Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and then the Fantastic Four logo. These are all coming out between July 9th, 2021 and May 5th, 2023. That's a lot of movies in 2 years.
Like, there's so many coming out like on an annual basis. It's going to be kind of overwhelming.
It really
Although
is.
I do think it will make, depending on how they do it with like Disney Plus and stuff, it'll make that shit pay for itself.
Yeah,
but like if they do it the way they did Mulan, where it's like you gotta have an exclusive pass or whatever, like that's gonna be kind of dumb.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how it's like we talked about last week's episode. Hollywood's gonna be weird nowadays, so I don't know. Looking at this list, the only really movie that I think I'm like excited for, will probably see in theaters, is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that's
just because I love Taika Waititi, like.
Yeah, and
Lady
Thor, I think.
Yeah, Lady Thor's gonna be sweet. Russell Crowe is now confirmed to be Zeus in that.
Cool,
like, it just seems cool. We're having Christopher Bale. No, yeah,
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. I don't know why I call him Christopher. Christian Bale is playing the God Killer, which is also cool. Gore the God Butcher. So I'm excited for that. I was excited for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. But because of like the end of WandaVision, I don't know. And then I've always like the director, I think his name is Scott Dickerson, who was originally supposed to direct Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, who does have a horror background, and they kind of were talking about how that is going to be the first. His name is Scott. I can't remember his name is. I'll have to figure that out. But they were like broadcasting it as like the first horror movie in the MCU, and like they got rid of their horror director like for differences. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's a lot of stuff down the pipe, so
yeah, let's
run out of Marvel content anytime soon.
Right. It's just going to become more exhausting. It's just going to become more exhausting.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Like eventually I might just get burned out, but I don't know. We'll see.
I think I'm already starting to feel the burnout. Like out of everything, I'll watch Loki, but like I don't care to see anything else in the relative future.
Yeah, I mean, I am still excited for Loki, but I think you kind of nailed it. The rest of the things out there are like kind of falling to the wayside. There's some other cool stuff that I think will be interesting. But I mean, like I said, it's something I'll be keeping up with.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible not to keep up with it. It's literally impossible. It's going to be shoved into our faces.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether you like it or not. I like, first, like, you know, if anyone who's not new to this podcast, I yell at Disney all the time. But I still watch their movies. For anyone who actually doesn't like the MCU or Disney products, like, actually doesn't watch their films and stuff, God, that must be so even more infuriating. Just having this, like,
that's so toxic. It's everywhere.
It really is. Like, if you are not a fan of the MCU or a fan of superhero movies or a fan of Star Wars or anything Disney, like, it's hard to have a conversation about movies or television without talking about Disney, which sucks. Like, yeah. So let's get all the Disney news out of the way. It is.
That means I have a great segue.
Yeah, I was going to talk about.
What were you going to say?
May the 4th be with you.
That's a better segue, probably.
Yeah, today's May 4th, everyone. So Disney has even taken over a day on the calendar.
A whole day.
Yeah.
But they kind of like got grandfathered into it.
Right. No, I don't think it was their actual
day. They basically bought this day.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I don't really have I don't think anything new came out about Star Wars.
Star Wars today? No.
Except that now Disney is working on a working lightsaber. Do not weaponize Disney. Do not weaponize Disney. I talk a lot of smack about Disney. I don't want to have to worry about getting chopped in half by a lightsaber.
You don't see fucking T-1000s running around. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be fake and stuff, and they got it. I did watch the trailer. They can press a button, like it looks like it's real and stuff. Disney should not be working on real lightsabers. Don't. Please do not weaponize Disney more than it is.
On the note of Star Wars, the new Star Wars animated show, The Bad Batch, looks kind of sweet. We talked about that last week, though. Just a Star Wars Stormtrooper show. Looks pretty cool. But to keep it on the Disney track, I did see the trailer for Cruella.
Did you finally watch it? I still haven't. I don't want to.
Finally? I didn't even know. How long has it been out?
I think like 2 months now. I think we talked about it like 2 months ago, and we both were like, we're not watching this. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, it came up on my TV, so it looks okay.
I don't know. Just having an anti-hero who eventually skins dogs is just weird.
That's true. And on that note, I also never watched, like Maleficent or any of that stuff. Like, I don't really like get down with these live action.
No, I don't care for
Disney things. There was a couple that I liked. I really liked The Lion King. I thought that was cool, but it was basically a frame-for-frame recreation.
Right, that's what I've heard most of the live-action stuff is. It's just
Jungle Book was all right. It was not a frame-for-frame recreation. I have not seen Aladdin because for no specific reason. I just haven't.
I haven't seen. I can probably say I've not seen any of their live-action stuff.
Yeah, I haven't really seen too many. Those are the only ones that come to mind, though.
Didn't you watch Mulan?
Oh, yeah, Mulan sucked.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Mulan was fucking terrible. Yeah, don't watch that shit. If you want to watch anything related to Mulan, watch the cartoon. Or, open a book about the story that it's based on from, like, ancient Chinese culture.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it's probably way more badass. Then definitely, I'm sure the source material is more badass than the new movie.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So anyway.
Yeah.
That's all I got for Disney, I think.
Yeah, let me see. I think there was some other stuff I wanted to talk about Disney. We got a new trailer for Luca.
Yeah. I heard
looks
about
good.
that.
The poster looks really nice.
Yes.
Again, Pixar. It's gonna do their thing. It's gonna be fine. Nothing really to say about that.
Yeah, they're killing it though.
Yeah, they are. They are, and they always have. So.
Mm-hmm. That's something that, like, regardless of what anybody ever says about Disney, I give it to the animating teams.
Right, like,
because they're out there killing it.
I've said before, I have a problem with Disney, the corporation. I do not have a problem with the artists who work at Disney because, first of all, where else are you going to work? Like, you were kind of are forced. Someone who went to film school, I can't tell you how many times I've seen, go to the Disney intern program. Oh, go intern at Disney. Go intern for one of their 50 studios. It's like, it's a pipeline. Like, it's hard to not work for Disney especially if you're like a CG animator or just a regular animator. Like, and also it still is a lot of animators. I have friends who are animators. It is still like their dream job to work at Disney because, I mean, of things like Pixar and of like the early Disney animated films. Sure.
Definitely. I should have, an appropriate preface would have been, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
This is something that comes up frequently. We respect hard work.
Yeah. Thank you for that raid, Chris Rubio Artist. Hopefully I said your name right. Welcome in. We are talking about Disney. Well, we're not talking about Disney anymore. I was looking through all my notes to see if there's anything else to talk about Disney. I don't think there is.
There is no Shayne Sports Corner this week.
There is not. So let's stay with movies. Like I said, there is a decent amount of television stuff we have to talk about, but let's stay with movies. A movie that I'm actually very excited for, and a studio that I'm usually excited for their stuff. A24 and David Lowry's The Green Knight. We got new still images from that film, and oh my god, does it look good.
The Green Knight, you say?
Yeah. So The Green Knight, for those who are unfamiliar, it is old English tale based off King Arthur, the Green Knight. Pretty much, if I'm remembering correctly. If I'm not, if anyone knows the story better than me, let me know if I'm telling it wrong. But it's one of the knights of the Round Table makes a deal with the Green Knight that they had to do something or come back a year later and get their head chopped off by the Green Knight. And this looks terrifying. Like the Green Knight, it's like a horror. Like they're making this a horror film about the Green Knight. It's not just like a knight. It's like this large eldritch tree knight, and it's cool. I like the idea of like an old English horror film, which it looks cool. I mean, A24 is a studio that I think makes some pretty interesting things because they go with these more unique indie ideas and indie directors.
I've liked a lot of what's come out of A24 in the last few years. Uncut Gems was one of my, like, it moved up a lot really fast in, like, you know, the mental ranking system that is my, like, movie list.
Yeah. I like, yeah. They're probably. I'm just trying to like think. I'm like what to say. Like it's weird to say like A24 is like, it's weird to have like a favorite studio, but I know if something has A24 attached to it, or A24 has deemed a movie worthy to be attached to its brand, that it's going to be good. Like I'm just gonna type in A24 movies and I'll.
Oh, I just did too. Midsummer. That
fantastic. Hereditary.
I haven't seen, but I've heard nothing but good things.
The Lighthouse, Uncut Gems, Moonlight, mid-90s, Waves, A Ghost Story. Ghost Story is really good. The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Yeah, the Vitch. Eighth Grade, It Comes at Night.
Dude, there's a lot of good.
The Lobster. Like.
The Lobster?
I think that's A24. That film is.
I saw Tusk is on here. That's a pretty rad movie.
Yeah. But like, yeah. So A24, they attach themselves to cool, unique movies.
Swiss Army Man.
Swiss Army, yeah, exactly. Like every movie we just listed is fantastic. Like absolutely, so good. So yeah. I'm excited for that. I recommend anyone here who likes the idea of like a King Arthur set horror piece, filmed from looking at these screens. It looks like it's these screenshots, I should say. It looks like it was filmed. Like I'd probably put it in the same vein of like the cinematography as The Lighthouse or The Witch. So if you liked that type of cinematography, kind of the long shots, the isolation, kind of, I don't want to say desaturated, but it feels very earthly. Like that is what these screenshots are telling me. This is what these frames are showing me, and it looks great.
Yeah, this looks very good.
Yeah. So The Green Knight, it was supposed to come out last year, but obviously because of the pandemic, it didn't come out. But that is like a film that I will absolutely go see in theaters.
Yeah, that sounds like a banger.
Yeah. We also had in the last week talking about kind of like really great films. So let me preface this as we're about to talk about movie posters for probably a couple minutes because there's two really big movie poster things that came out.
Okay.
And I think movie posters are very important to films. It's the branding. You have to. Trailers and posters are very important to films. We've seen in the past, if you show a trailer or cut a trailer poorly or misinform the audience and people go watch the film, they are going to be disappointed. It is an important thing. Same with posters. If you have a unique poster, it is going to make me more willing to watch your film than if it is just a tradition, like your normal like hero standing in the middle of the poster, their entourage behind them, like that is not going to be appealing. There's a lot of parts to making a film, and the promotion material is really important. And this last week, Enzio Sciotti, who's probably made most like memorable movie posters that you've seen, he passed away. So I think his work is important to talk about. My favorite movie poster, and the one that you probably could see if you go to any college campus, is the Evil Dead 2 poster. The skull looking to its left with just the letters Evil Dead 2. It's such a simple poster, but it is so iconic. Let's look at all his posters.
Yeah.
If you just type in his name, he did the Beetlejuice poster. Fantastic.
What was his name? I'm sorry.
It is Enzio Sciotti. The Burbs, he just like you'll see his posters and you'll know it's him. Army of Darkness, which is also an absolutely fantastic,
one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like the posters for these movies make them great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't make the movie great, but they're able to represent how good the movie is. They make, like, these are art in themselves. Like, the Evil Dead poster, the Army of Darkness, well, that is Evil Dead, so I don't know why I corrected myself there. The Army of Darkness poster, like, by itself is, like, a beautiful piece of art.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hand-painted. It's amazing. So I just wanted to start with that, talking about, he passed away. Absolutely fantastic poster maker. And I kind of want to segue that into this weekly's me yelling at Zack Snyder portion of the podcast.
Oh, no.
Because we got the official character posters for Army of the Dead.
Oh no.
And first of all, someone else made the joke on Twitter, but I'm gonna make it too. It looks like we found where all the color from Zack Snyder's films have been.
Oh my gosh, these are insane.
Yeah, I don't think insane in a good way though. Like,
yeah, they're very bright.
They're very bright, and it's almost like too bright, too vibrant.
I don't think this movie's gonna be this bright.
No, that's the thing too. It's confusing because we've seen the trailers. It is not saturated like this.
Nuh-uh.
It also seems more serious than this. We've talked about this before, so we don't have to talk about it too long. We've talked about the trailers before, like, yeah. I still don't know what, like, the feel of this movie is going to be.
It's funny how we went from, like, good promotion to bad promotion.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is a misrepresentation of what you're really getting yourself into when you go.
Right.
I haven't even seen it, though, so I guess that's... But, like, compared to the trailer, this seems like a misrepresentation.
Right. And I am all for vibrant colors, bright colors, sure, making things pop and stuff. But this just seems like... I don't want to... Like, hard to look at. Like, I'm looking to my right in real life right now, the Color Out of Space poster, which is a brilliant poster. It is amazing. It is probably as vibrant. Well, no, this looks like they went into Photoshop and turned up their vibrancy like 150%. But, like, the Color Out of Space is a good way of, like, using psychedelic colors in a good way. And I don't know. The Army of the Dead posters, it's exactly what I was talking about like your generic poster, except they made it very bright. It's your main, I mean, these are character posters, but it's your very serious looking character staring off forward. It looks like impact font above it, maybe Helvetica. All bets are off. Some really dumb tagline. Survivors take them all, knock them dead. Win, lose, or die. Luck be a zombie tonight. Gamble with the
odds.
Yeah.
Come on. All right.
Yeah, so that's
just gonna be interesting. I'm glad it's just like on Netflix. I don't have to like go out of my way to watch it. It'll just be here.
Yeah, I mean, and then the poster, it's like the poster itself is still exactly what I said. Like, it's just the main character standing in the center, all looking cool and tough, and then it's neon. I will say, like, the character posters are worse than the actual Army of the Dead poster. And then there was that one poster that's like Army of the Dead where it's like a bank vault and like a bunch of zombies crawling up behind it. Like that one was actually a pretty decent poster.
Yeah, could have just done that one.
And then the log line is always bet on dead. I don't know what this movie's gonna be, man. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's like the trailer made it seem super serious, but like, or not like super serious, but serious. But now like all their promotional like artwork and stuff for it is making it seem like it's gonna be like, I don't want to say like Shaun of the Dead level like nonsense, but like I don't know. We're gonna watch it May 21st. Would that, like, tune in whatever Tuesday is after May 21st.
Man, you know what I'm more excited for?
Because we're gonna talk about it. What?
You know what I'm more excited for that same week? 1 week prior to that, Love, Death, Robots will be out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What I'm actually
Which is
excited
another
for.
Netflix thing that is going to rule. I'm excited for Love, Death, Robots.
I'm so very excited for that. It's going to be
yeah.
Really
I'm going to probably just watch it all like in one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I cleared out the first series in like a day or two.
Yeah, I knocked them out. Also, they're great.
Yeah.
Let's see. RoboCop documentary, RoboDoc Raps. I mean, that's just a great name for a RoboCop documentary. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah. That's good. What other quick movie news do we got? Jason Statham says the Meg 2 starts filming next year. Did you ever see the Meg?
No.
I haven't either, but I've heard it's actually like pretty decent.
No, yeah, my dad watched it though. I saw like some bits of it. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's Jason Statham fighting a shark. So
yeah, so that just sounds fine. Sounds cool. Good to me, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Deep Blue Sea is like so good. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
I don't think I have. No.
Good. Oh man, it has Samuel L. Jackson. It has oh my gosh, why can't I guess his name right now? Hold on. Let me just look it up because they're great. Such a classic. From 1999, Deep Blue Sea, starring Thomas Jane, Saffron Burrows, Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Rappaport, Stellan Skarsgård, LL Cool J.
Hell yeah.
Dude, it is so good.
That actually, no, I've not seen it, but I mean, that cast is stellar.
If Tevisar's out there in the wind, I know he's seen it. He'll vouch for me.
The Crumble now says it's amazing. He hand-to-hands the Meg. My God, I do have to see this. If he fist fights the shark, it's great.
There is a Tevisar out there, and he said that Army of the Dead is just going to be 300 with zombies with lots of slow-mo.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Zombies just getting slow-motion skewered by Dave Bautista for 90 minutes.
With yeah, and then with some probably like very slow dramatic versions of like Viva Las Vegas or an Elvis song.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Lucy, it's great.
Yeah. Damn it! I knew I wanted to talk about more zombie stuff when we were talking about Army of the Dead. Twilight of the Dead, George A. Romero's final zombie movie. For those who don't know, George A. Romero passed away in 2014. I want to say. I think I actually got that date right. Twilight of the Dead, which was his final zombie movie, the movie that he wanted to wrap up his whole Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, like series going on, is currently trying to be brought to life by his late wife. Nice. I would love to see that. I mean, if we talk about zombie movies, we have to talk about Romero. He created he created the genre. There were zombie movies before then, like White Zombie and stuff, but like George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead is the film. First of all, it's a fantastic film still to this day. I always recommend Night of the Living Dead.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Yeah. But like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead are both great, and I know like his movies after that, when like the zombies started getting like weird like sentience and stuff, like weren't like that great. Like I'm not a big fan of his like later zombie movies, but I really do want to see. I would watch Twilight of the Dead. I would love to see how he plans to wrap up his entire zombie series, because I mean he created the franchise, he created the genre. And like I said, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, two fantastic horror movies. Still today, Night of the Living Dead's so good. Yeah, I think that is it. Let me just go through, make sure there isn't anything else that has popped up. Oh, okay, so this is actually recent, like 9 hours ago. Excuse me, real quick. They're doing a Toxic Avenger reboot.
Okay.
I don't know.
Under A24?
I don't know who. Let's find out. So, for those who don't know about the Toxic Avenger. It is a Troma film. Troma films were really big in the 80s and 90s. They were this movie studio, and the Troma's still around.
We just did a Troma film a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We did a Troma adjacent film. I don't think we did an actual Troma film.
With yeah, you're probably right. Adjacent.
Yeah, you're right. Turbo Kid is like Troma adjacent. It's the closest thing to like a Troma based film, but it's
just
not actually Troma.
Time we've talked about it.
Yeah, exactly. And so Troma, it was a studio production company in the 80s, 90s, who pretty much just made the most obscure, heinous, gruesome films out there. They're all B horror movies, and they had like an indie cult following. I talked about James Gunn before, getting his start with Romeo and Juliet, which is this absurd retelling of Romeo and Juliet, but it's disgusting. And Troma is a very, like, Troma isn't for everyone. It is a very, it's like, Troma was like grunge for films. Yeah, if that makes sense. Like, they were like the Nirvana. They were if Troma was a band, they're playing in like a restaurant's basement, like with one light flickering, but like it's still sold out. They're the Korn of films. So I don't know. It's like some of the beauty of those films where they couldn't really pay actors, so they just had random people like acting, incredibly low budget. I want to say like the Toxic Avengers like first budget was like sub 10,000.
Okay, that's great though. We've talked about this through the weeks. Like,
okay, 500,000. I was wrong, but still, that is
like low. We've talked about how some of the best films have the lowest budgets.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what Troma did well. Do it yourself, gross out, grunge style films. So doing a Hollywood remake, which it seems like it is, I still don't see who is the studio making it, which I probably could find out.
Seems like Peter Dinklage is going to be in it.
Yeah, I saw that, which is interesting.
Legendary.
Okay, Legendary is a huge studio, so that doesn't. Legendary, literally, the last thing they did was Godzilla vs. Kong.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that's. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about them remaking Troma films. I don't know how like attaching really big name actors to that film. Right. Attaching
part of the allure is the lack of budget and like the practicality of things. So like if you're gonna dump $5 million into the Toxic Avenger reboot, $10 million, $15 million, if you're gonna dump all this money into it, it better all be into practical effects.
Oh, and absolutely! I swear to God, if this film isn't all about, I will be so angry.
I want handmade sets. I want practical effects.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's just a weird thing. I don't like. I like Troma films as it's something else. Hello, SpongeBob SquarePants. How are you? Welcome here. We're talking about the Toxic Avenger. Can we put the Toxic Avenger in the MCU? Do you want to give me a heart attack?
Oh my God.
Do you want me to just die on stream right now? No.
Man.
You already have James Gunn in the MCU. That's as much as you get of Troma. All right, let's switch over to television. So, have you watched Invincible yet?
No.
All right, well, I'm going to try to talk about the season finale of Invincible without spoiling anything. All I have to say is, holy shit, was this season, was this entire series just absolutely fantastic. It was the best season of television I have watched this entire last year.
Okay.
And it's also probably the best season finale I've ever seen, but one of the best season finales I've ever seen. If you aren't watching Invincible and you liked The Boys or gruesome superhero films, or even like super like a if you like, it's like the mixture of The Watchmen and The Boys, because Invincible, its comics and the show like are all a play on like the Justice League and all that stuff, but like if you mixed in real life with it, like you get punched by a superhero, your brain is splattered, and they show that.
Cool. Sounds great.
And I just gotta say, yeah, if you're not watching it, you should watch it.
It's animated too, so it's probably like way over the top.
Yeah, it really is. And I guess I like this. I know there's a lot of comparison between Invincible and anime. I think in the style. So even if you like anime, I recommend Invincible. My brother, who was like really into anime, actually messaged me like the night the season was over, and was like, "Did you watch it?" And we like talked about it at like 5 a.m. Nice. It was that good. That's all I really have to say about that. SpongeBob SquarePants 120 says they should put the Toxic Avenger in Mortal Kombat, and absolutely, what the hell? I've never even thought about that. Yeah,
get the Predator out of there. Yeet his ass.
Like, why have they never done that? Actually, like, that would be fantastic. Oh my god. Yeah,
so there hasn't been an official trailer or anything, but in preparation for season 4 of Stranger Things' inevitable release, I've been rewatching that again.
Oh yeah, how's the rewatch been going?
It's been a lot of fun. As you know, I play Steve Harrington in DBD, so
yeah,
it's been fun. And I just noticed the other day, I mean, it's been on there for a while, that season 4 is going to be happening inevitably. Who knows when? But I'm kind of excited for it now. I haven't seen a trailer or anything, but
yeah. I mean, I like Stranger Things.
That's good.
That's like what I gotta say about it. Like, it's good.
2022.
Pandemic.
Why have I been wasting my time?
Yeah, listen, pandemic's pushing everything back.
I have so much time to finish the show again.
Yeah. You can rewatch it a couple times before it comes out, really.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Not really. It's just
along
news.
Yeah. Along those lines, something that hasn't come out in a very long time, that has been lacking. Bo Burnham is to release a new Netflix comedy special. Oh, nice. I like Bo Burnham's comedy specials. It's as simple as that. I think he's clever.
Yeah, he kind of nailed it on his first one, and then his second one was different, but still really good. I like to see different stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I think this. Yeah, the first one is hilarious. The second one, you are right, is different, but I also think it's like incredibly brilliant. Like the second one was all about performance, and like actually was deep and like very thought-provoking, and like really discussed what is performance, and like that was fantastic. I'm excited to see what he does with his next special, because his stuff is great.
I'm excited that you said that, because it felt like the second one was like something he really, really put a lot of time and effort into.
Mm-hmm.
So this next one's gotta be his fucking magnum opus.
Yeah, and I mean, he had 8th Grade that came out a couple years ago. I haven't seen it, but I've only heard good things about that film he put out. So.
Oh yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah. Going down the list of someone else who is actually a fantastic artist, and actor as much as director, Taika Waititi, to star as Blackbeard in HBO Max's pirate comedy. Our Flag Means Death. I'm here for it.
I fucking love it.
I'm here for it. That sounds fucking amazing. It sounds hilarious.
Yes.
You really could put Taika Waititi in most things. I mean, we've seen him make a Holocaust film about Hitler that like was good. Like the dude could touch pretty much anything and make it funny. I've not seen Jojo Rabbit yet, but I've like the clips I've seen.
Good things.
Yeah, I've only heard good things. I've heard it's like touching and it's funny and it's a good like parody, and like Taika Waititi is on the top of his game right now. He's always been. What We Do in the Shadows is still, I think, the funniest movie to come out in the last 20 years.
Yeah, he's a genius.
Yeah, really is. And going off that note, his other TV show that he did with Oh God, what's the guy from Flight of the Conchords name? It's like starts with a. I need to find this out right now. His other show, which is called Wellington Paranormal, I think, which is based off. Say that again.
Brett McKenzie, Jermaine Clement.
Oh, Jermaine Clement. His other TV show that was only, I think, being broadcast in Australia or New Zealand, Wellington Paranormal, is finally coming to the States, and I've only heard amazing things about it. It's coming to HBO Max and the CW. I don't know why it's coming to the CW, but like in July, and I'm so excited because What We Do in the Shadows, the movie, like I said, I would argue is probably one of the funniest movies, if not top 5 funniest movies of the last 20 years. But What We Do in the Shadows, the television show, is also one of the funniest television shows to come out in the last 20 years. Like, both of them, so good. To see another show based in that universe, I'm so excited for that.
Hi, SpongeBob. This is Patrick. No. Hello, welcome. You know the deal.
Yeah. We're talking movies. Okay, so I think going on to like kind of HBO, staying HBO adjacent. Dexter, we got a teaser.
I knew this was coming.
It's literally him just staring at the camera, though, so there's not much to talk about.
I'm glad I didn't miss anything.
It's literally just him staring at the camera. He looks older now. He's clean shaven. He doesn't look like a lumberjack. And he smiles. I'm excited. Like I said, Shane and I have talked about our differences on how we feel about the ending of Dexter.
Many times. You can catch
times.
up in previous episodes of Ruining Movies.
The TLDR is Shane. I'm not gonna speak for you. But like you.
My TLDR is that I didn't hate it.
And my TLDR was like they had fantastic television up till around the end of season 3, and then it just was bad after. And it doesn't even have to be bad. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier. Like, if you have your expectations so high and you make something fantastic and then you do not as great after, like, people are going to think it's worse because you are ruining a great thing. And I know ruining sounds very like I'm a spoiled TV watcher, but like, yeah, if you have something great and then you make it longer than it needs to be, like, you have to understand people are going to dislike it. It just.
Too much of a good thing isn't always a good thing.
Right, quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could have ended on season 3, and I think it would still be talked about as, like, one of the best television shows of all time. But that being said, I'm excited to see where this new season comes. I like Dexter. I like the first 3 episodes, the first 3 seasons. Fantastic television.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think it'll be interesting. I mean, we'll see what happens. It's always kind of strange when shows do this, take like a super long break and then return to some potentially unresolved issues and stuff. We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be all right.
And I mean, on that note, like most television shows that do that take a long break usually don't come back.
That's true.
Good or better. Yeah, like X-Files came. Okay, there's two cases here. X-Files came back after like 20 years, and I've not heard anyone talk about the new seasons.
Did you see the new stuff?
No, I have not.
Okay, I actually haven't watched any X-Files, but I knew that you were a fan of.
I love the original X-Files. I rewatch them like every year. But I've not watched any of the new stuff because I don't know. It just doesn't, like, I've seen clips of it and it just doesn't feel right. But on that note, Twin Peaks Season 3, also same amount of time since X-Files has been out. I think Season 3 is some of the best television out there. But I also know that like Season 3 of Twin Peaks is also highly debated. If it's good or not. I loved it.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. Exactly.
So SpongeBob wants to know if we've watched Mortal Kombat. What's your hot take, real quick? Because we talked about it last week.
Absolutely. We can definitely talk about Mortal Kombat. The fights were fun. I think you said it best, Shane. If you turn your brain off, it is a fun movie. Cole is the worst protagonist in any film ever.
Yeah, that's pretty much word for word what I would say. If you can just turn your brain off and have fun with it, you'll enjoy it. But, it was not a complete waste of 90 minutes.
Right. I would throw that on again and watch it in the background. I will have to say, I was watching some Mortal Kombat 94 clips the other night, and I still gotta stand by it. I think Mortal Kombat 94 is just as fun, or 95. I kept getting the date wrong. It's just as fun as the new one.
I agree. So like, I think we're on the same page with this. If it's me and a couple people, and we want to have a laugh, and we're like having a brew or whatever, kick either of these movies on. If you're having some LaCroix with the boys, you just you pop on Mortal Kombat 94, or you pop on Mortal Kombat 2021, and I think you're probably bound to have the same amount of fun either way.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's worth noting that any parents listening out there, you might want to lean more towards the 94 edition. It is 13.
Yeah, don't watch Mortal Kombat with your kids.
Hey, I turned out all right.
I mean, I watched it as a kid too, but like, we have a podcast now, so
that's true.
So I guess there's that.
It's the millions.
SpongeBob. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, let us know.
If you're still listening. And anyone's in any chat. What if you've seen Mortal Kombat? What is your take on it? We're gonna keep moving on, but if you guys write in right now, I would love to hear you guys.
Tell us in Discord.
Honestly, anything you guys, if anything we're talking about, if you guys have a hot take on it or have thoughts on it, let us know in chat, and we will definitely talk about it. Because this is fun. We're here to discuss movies and ruin them.
I like the questions. They're good.
All right, so this is not really TV adjacent. This next news. But Alan Moore has come out saying he's about to make a 5-book epic fantasy series, and I'm so game for it.
Whoa, that sounds awesome.
Like the dude, like the magical man who thinks he's like a snake dragon, crazy Alan Moore. Said, I'm bursting with fiction. That's not Alan Moore is more British. It'd be like, I'm bursting with fiction. The moonlight reflected off the seas of Africa, and I'm a giant snake lizard man, and I've come up with an idea for a 5-volume fantasy epic. That's more on how Alan Moore would speak. Actually, let me find an actual Alan Moore quote, because they're always so insane.
Oh man, he looks awesome.
Dude, he is
bursting with fiction.
He is crazy. I love him. I love Alan Moore. Cool. I probably don't want to meet him in real life because I feel like he would hex me or curse me. But like,
I kind of want to meet him in real life.
That's fair. And for those who don't know, Alan Moore, writer of Watchmen, of The Killing Joke, of V for Vendetta. Mm-hmm. Pretty much any graphic novel or comic book that is like just like talked about like as like academically, like he wrote them. I mean, obviously there's a lot more, but like the Saga of Swamp Thing is my favorite run of any comic ever, and he did it, and it's so like philosophical and so bizarre and so good.
The Killing Joke is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my favorite Joker media.
Yeah, The Killing Joke is it's also so brutal. I mean, Watchmen is like, Watchmen's Watchmen. I don't know what else to say about it. Watchmen's Watchmen. But anyway, he is I wanted to look up quotes. He is bursting with fiction. He is going to do a 5-volume fantasy epic. And the thing about Alan Moore saying this is like, George R.R. Martin could say that, and I don't think he would do it. I feel like Alan Moore's already written these somehow, but like they're probably like scrawled on tablets in his own blood. Yeah.
Man.
So I don't know. I'm excited for it. This is a quote. Don't leave home without your sword, your intellect.
Hell yeah. What a legend.
I recommend watching his interviews. He's a crazy man, but makes good art. I just saw that. It's not really TV or movie adjacent, but like, I mean, I guess it is, because knowing Alan Moore, it's going to turn into a TV show or a movie after he makes it, because people love grabbing his stuff and making stuff out of it, because, I mean, why not? They're always good. Let's
Probably
see.
already signed a movie contract. He just sent over a couple of tablets to Universal or whatever, and was like, this is what I want to do.
You can only read them when the moon shines.
All right, send us the other 10 tablets in a few years when the second star crosses the skyline.
Yeah, exactly. We have, I don't know. This next news is also we're going back to Marvel for a bit. Especially WandaVision. It seems like it is now confirmed. I've seen a bunch of different articles. I've not seen any articles disputing this fact. But they're kind of also reaching that Doctor Strange was going to be in WandaVision.
Yes, I read that as well.
But he was written out, which resulted in them rewriting like some of the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. Also, I heard like it's almost confirmed that like the commercials were Doctor Strange speaking to Wanda, which I don't know. Don't tell me that stuff.
Yeah. Let my mind wander. But also, I think I told you when we were talking about WandaVision originally, it was charted for 10 episodes and it got cut down to 8.
Yeah.
So, you know, what is that, like an extra hour and a half of footage?
Yeah.
Potentially been Doctor Strange shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You know, I don't know. But I don't know how I feel about it potentially resulting in like rewrites and stuff.
Yeah. I don't it's like D&D. I don't want to sometimes know what would happen if I didn't do something, or if something's not there
right.
that isn't important to the story. Like, I don't like.
Yeah, there are some little secrets that I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Like the idea of that always being like an unknown, or reveal it at the appropriate moment, you know, like in the Multiverse of Madness, show Doctor Strange like looking at Wanda through a TV or some weird shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, just don't talk about it.
Stop making press releases about shit that you didn't do.
Right, exactly. Because if it's not in the media, it doesn't matter.
Right. If it's not canon, it doesn't count.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just check. Guy Fieri fired up. already got my attention with that article. For those who don't know, I'm a huge Guy Fieri fan. Guy Fieri fired up the Food Network King with a massive new deal. Hell yeah. Well, that's all I have to say to that. Hell yeah. Everything Guy Fieri makes is awesome and wholesome. Yeah, he's like a cool dude. Like, not only is he... What?
Did you see his Hot Ones?
I did see his Hot Ones, yeah.
Dude, he is a really cool guy.
He really is. Like, his shows... I love Divers Drive-Ins and Dives. I actually legit love that show.
The worst thing about it is how I feel after I watch it. Because I'm, like, wanting to go rummage through the kitchen and shit.
Right, yeah. That's the only thing is, like, it makes me want to eat.
It makes me want to go get in my car and drive to these local places.
Yeah, absolutely. He's always been, like... He's always helped out, like, restaurants and stuff, and has always been, like, supportive. I know, like, his cast and crew has always been, like, paid well, and, like, he's always there trying to make sure, like, his workers are in a better place, which is fantastic. He's, that's like...
Cool. Good for him.
Yeah, he shows interest in smaller restaurants, gives them support. I know when there was all those fires in California, he, like, went out and barbecued, like, for days for all the firefighters. Like... You don't get too many wholesome dudes in Hollywood, but Guy Fieri is a pretty sweet dude.
Yeah, he is wholesome, like you said. He's charitable. He's the whole 9 yards. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah. Guy Fieri, thumbs up.
Solid.
Official stance of the podcast. 2 thumbs up, Guy Fieri. Yeah, do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the podcast? I don't know what we'll talk about. Maybe we'll talk about the cook or chef, whatever that Jon Favreau movie was.
Oh, yeah. Was he in that? Was Guy Fieri and Chef?
No.
Oh.
But Chef is a good film.
Jon Favreau, hit us up. We'll be watching with Guy.
I don't think Jon Favreau is going to hit us up. I talk too much smack about Disney.
Yeah, I don't know. he got mad at Disney recently.
Oh, hell yeah, he's on our side.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Pay attention.
yeah. So yeah, we can absolutely do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to go do that, I can keep talking.
Oh, what? No.
Okay.
I've never done that during recording a podcast.
Okay. That's fine. We'll take
For those listening at home, I have to go to the bathroom, but I'm not willing to stop because I've never done that during a podcast. So I suggested
totally
a mid break between segments. Let's keep talking, and I'll just keep.
Well, no, if you want to do that, it's easier for me to edit if I don't have to cut out a big part in the middle.
You talking about like this part?
I mean, yeah, you can just keep talking about the news, and if you come back, then we can come back and talk about Nightcrawler.
Yeah, but then, oh man, see?
I will literally just talk about anything. You will not miss anything. I promise you.
All right, fine.
All right, chat.
For a loss, everybody.
Audience. Yeah, just go. It's my podcast now. Leave.
I'll be right back. I won't mute the Discord so that you all can listen to him. I'm here.
Okay. Hi. We didn't introduce ourselves again. Shit. It's whatever.
I'm Shayne.
I'm Zach. There, we did our introductions. Hey, everyone. Redoing the podcast. Anyway, chats, audience, how are you guys doing? And you guys watch anything recently? Anything that really has been getting you excited? Because I know, like, I've been like catching up on things that were like been going on before the pandemic. Like, I watched the Harley Quinn show recently, which was really fantastic. But like, I want to know if like anyone's watching anything that they've like been putting off, and they are just like now watching that they think is good. Any recommendations? Any of that kind of stuff? I am all ears. And as I do that, oh, the Dragon Ball Z composer passed away. That's sad. It's also some fantastic. Dragon Ball Z really had some fantastic music to it. I mean, I don't think the composer was the guy who wrote the like intro to Dragon Ball Z, which I mean just shreds more than any intro to any television show ever. If you haven't listened to the Dragon Ball Z like intro, Dragon, it's the Dragon Ball Z, like it fucking shreds. We need to go back to that. I'm gonna say that right now on the podcast. We need to go back to more television shows, to more animes, to more animation that just have intros that absolutely shred, you know? Like the 90s just had that effect. Like if we're talking about like Dragon Ball Z, we also had One Piece. I've never seen One Piece, but I know the gum drops, like the gum fruit. What the hell? The fruit, like ho ho and gum fruit. I like that's a pretty good intro. Also, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like you learn everything about the show right there. It's about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and honestly, also ruled. And then I guess, God, also the X-Men theme song, like that also ruled. I'm trying to think of what other theme songs from the 90s also ruled. We have X-Men, we have Ninja Turtles, we have Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers. I think a Power Rangers theme song also kind of ruled. Oh, hi. I'm here. Just talking about theme songs in the 90s. Freakazoid. Oh, Freakazoid was also. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was my favorite. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm officially back. I feel.
You familiar with that song?
Yes, I know that one.
All right. Well, I think that's the news. Like I said, kind of light. Usually we also discuss like a show that we're watching.
Why did we just stop after this part?
Because what would I do? Just sit there and talk about Nightcrawler?
We would just take a break.
Again, that makes me have to edit more. I can't take a break in the middle of the podcast. That's why with Survival Check, when one person walks away, we just keep going.
Right.
Because if I have to edit on the middle, that's more work. That's like another 30 minutes of work for me.
Right. Got it. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the news, everybody.
Yeah, that's the news, everyone. Okay, so this week we watched Nightcrawler. Did you watch the movie this week?
I sure did. I did my homework this week.
Okay, good, good. Um, so yeah, let me pull up their IMDb page before we talk about it because I want to make sure I have everyone's names. All right. So yeah. Last week, we watched the 2014 Jake Gyllenhaal led, Dan Gilroy directed, I would say like noir crime thriller, Nightcrawler, a film about Lewis Bloom, a complete and utter psychopath who is just trying to get a job, man.
Yeah, he's just trying to like build a career, you know.
Yeah, just like normal stuff, just like trying to get a job.
Is actually the personification of the American dream, a true rags to riches story.
Yeah, nothing bad happens in it. The main character is wholesome.
Earned through blood, sweat, and tears. He grinds
Exactly.
his way up.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about this film. I still really like it. I really liked it when I first saw it. I think Ghost Hand in the beginning of the podcast said it's this generation's American Psycho. I can't even really debate that.
I agree. I think that's a pretty great way of putting it. I know in the past I've said that for like my movie picks, at least, I try to stick to a kind of theme in relation to our last week's movie pick. And this week, like I said, this man's a great entrepreneur. So that's like what I'm going with for
well, I wanted to do a contrast because I think this movie is a complete contrast from anything Edgar Wright has made.
That's true, yeah.
Who would you rather hang out with, Patrick Bateman or Lewis Bloom?
Lewis Bloom.
Dude, I would rather hang out with Patrick Bateman. I think I would trust him more, which is
saying
a lot.
Bateman use an axe. I haven't actually seen Lewis Bloom kill anyone.
Right, that's true.
I know he does, but like, you know, I'll ride shotgun with this guy.
That's fair. I think I would still go Patrick Bateman because at least I'd have like a fancy dinner before I was killed, and I wouldn't have to be patronized. I don't want to be lectured throughout my entire day job with him. I feel like I would be patronized by Lewis Bloom the entire time.
I feel like I'd be a great number two.
I would hate it. Dude, I don't want
to. Not that I'd be cool with doing the things that he gets involved with. It's just like, you know, he specifically mentions how good Rick is at like order taking.
Yeah.
I get that. Like, you just point and I'll go, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get involved in shady shit. Just don't get me killed.
That's true. So, okay. So for those who haven't seen Nightcrawler, it is a noir thriller, like I said, film set at, pretty much the entire setting is LA at night. It follows Lewis Bloom, who is I can't tell if he's a sociopath or a psychopath or both, but a person who does not know how to function in society, who is just really, I don't even know how to like describe his motives. Like, he wants a job, but it's like he just wants power. I would like to replace like job with power.
I think he says basically exactly what he wants. He tells don't
Rick.
tell me. No, don't tell me. Sharon? No, not Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon.
Is it Sharon? He tells her.
Sharon is are you talking about?
It's not female anchor. Why is she not higher up the list?
Wait, yeah, where is she? She's not actually not on IMDb.
Oh man, not Jenny. What the heck? Okay.
Wait, why is she not on IMDb?
Well, like the main female protagonist, sort of. What the fuck was the character's name?
Nina,
yeah.
but she doesn't appear on the IMDb. That's weird.
That's so. Oh, Nina Romina.
Yeah,
Renee Russo.
Yeah, it's Renee Russo.
There she is. Anyway, he basically tells her like, I want to be the guy running the news station that owns the cameras. So it's like, as far as motives are concerned, like it's still a little murky.
Right.
Power's like a good.
I would say Power because he didn't even know about the news until he saw an accident. Like that was not like he wasn't someone who was like always wanted to be behind a camera or operate in like a newsroom or like run it. He just saw a power structure that he wanted to be on top of. Like,
yeah,
that's what makes him so scary. Is like he didn't like it seemed like he didn't really have goals, or his goals were always changing, becoming bigger and bigger. But anyway, like the basic of this story is Louis Bloom, we find is a con man. We find him beat someone up and possibly kill someone for a watch, like in the first scene of the
killed a cop like instantaneously.
Yeah, well, security guard. Like in the first scene, and then he goes and sells all of like his scraps that he's been stealing from like train yards and stuff to, I want to say that's Bill Paxton's character. No,
Bill
Paxton is the other operator. The scrapyard
Rodriguez.
Yeah, scrapyard owner who is like he flips a switch and becomes like very personable, but at the same time, I would argue this might be Jake Gyllenhaal's best performance.
I think it's up there. The only reason that I'm not saying definitively is because I can't think of all his other roles, but like it's definitely the one that I think of the most when I think of like his outstanding performances.
Yeah, so he's able to act in a way where he's terrifying, first of all. But like you can tell like his character is trying to act all earnest, but like the way Jake Gyllenhaal plays it off, it's you can tell it's so insincere. Like it's so much of a facade, which is I think the most terrifying part about Louis Bloom. I think we can talk about this part right now, which I think is the climax of the story, which is right before Rick dies, where Rick and Louis were having a conversation in the car before, and Rick's like, man, you just don't understand people. And then we have a couple beats, nothing happens for a couple scenes. And then he says to Rick right before the climax of the film, like, well, I would argue that this sentence is like the climax. I know it's not action filled or anything, but it's like really the first real look you get into this character. He does not reveal his inner thoughts, his inner motives or anything. We see as much as the outside of Louis Bloom as pretty much everyone else, except for a couple scenes.
And this is as he's filming the person he's closest to die.
Yeah, he says, let me find the exact quote, because it is one of my favorite quotes from a movie.
And to be fair, him being close to this person was a facade. Like,
it was nothing. It was nothing to him.
To Rick, it was like they had a good business operation, things were good, but to him, it was like Rick was just a stepping stone.
Exactly. This is the quote Louis says. Lou, what if my problem wasn't that I don't understand people, but that I don't like them? What if I was the kind of person who was obliged to hurt you for this? I mean, physically. I think you'd have to believe afterward, if you could, that agreeing to participate and then backing out of at the critical moment was a mistake, because that's what I'm telling you as clearly as I can. That wasn't the part where he was dying. That was
literally the last thing he says to him before he dies, though, I'm pretty sure.
No. This is when
the camera and stuff.
That I need to make sure, but I'm pretty sure this is when they were having a conversation in the car about the raise.
This was when they talked about the raise when they were like casing the place, and then they went to the noodle joint. That to him because Rick was like, I'm not getting out of the fucking car.
Yeah.
And he was like, I need you to get the angle. So he tells him like if he was obliged to hurt him, and Rick was like, oh shit, he might hurt me. So he gets out of the car and goes and films.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like he says this, it's not when he's dying though.
Right. I'm just saying like in between that sentence, that what you just said, and Rick's death, I think the only other thing he says to Rick is get the camera. Because right then the chase scene like breaks out shortly after the gunfight.
Rick says a little bit to him when he's dying on the ground.
Oh yeah.
So there is like a little bit of a conversation there. But yeah, that is like that is the last thing really that is said to Rick before he dies. But yeah, it's really hard. Like I find myself having trouble like explaining a lot of these movies, especially this movie, because the movie story itself is compelling, but I really think it's Jake Gyllenhaal's performance which is the most compelling part about this film.
Yeah, I can agree with that. He nails it. He puts a certain bleakness to like every situation he's in, but also it's like there's never really a point when I feel like he's out of control, except for that point when he's literally out of control and
Right.
like breaking the mirror and shit. Other than that, like right then, like what we were just talking about, how those words were the last things basically that he said to Rick. It's like I feel like that was just all part of his big elaborate plan. He was like, okay, this is gonna shake out like this, and he's gonna die. And it's like maybe it's not that sophisticated, but it felt like that to me. It's like this dude
Right.
is always in control. Like he can see the fucking future.
And he just doesn't care if he dies. I like that's the thing. If anyone in the chat can tell me the difference between being a psychopath and a sociopath and what Lou Bloom is, let me know, because he's so abnormal. But the thing is, we see him watching television and laughing at the really stupid, cheesy jokes, and we always hear him try to do this whole motivational thing, like statistically, blah blah blah, or like everyone says, waking up in the morning with a smile on your face is like what you do, but like, it's like the equivalent of like the person who gets all their information from the internet, but like doesn't do anything with it. It's like, well, I read this article, and just kind of uses it in a very insincere way. Like, I read this article that says blah 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 blah. And they don't like take any personal account into it, or they don't have any thoughts about it, or they don't like reflect on it. They're just like, this is what this article says, so it has to be 100% true, and this is exactly what's going on. And he just personifies it, and just it's like the insincere way of using information.
Yeah,
it's like the facts don't care about your feelings aspect, and its coldest form. It's incredibly psychotic.
Yeah, and like you said, Jake Gyllenhaal nails it, but
yeah,
Lewis is he's manipulative, he's keen, he's just scary. Just a scary guy. He knows the right chords to pluck, and he's intelligent also. Like I agree with what you're saying, but like on the flip side of that, it's like he just like does so much research into like kind of weird stuff.
Yeah,
like about Rita. He just
right.
Knows all these details about her to the point where he like looks into the ratings sweep and like all this stuff in order to like manipulate her. Something I do particularly love about this movie is the way that most of the dastardly things that he's doing are kind of like just implied.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I guess at one point it's not implied. He does just say it to her, but I like that they don't show.
Right, like, because they don't have to.
Right. He puts it on, like, in just the way that he is. Like, they don't show him killing that security guard. They don't show him getting all weird with her in her apartment. But they make it really clear through, like, implications and, of course, the things that he says.
Yeah.
That, like, he is really doing really shitty shit like throughout most of this movie. The first time I watched it, I thought of it as like a descent into madness. This time I watched it, I think it's not that.
Yeah, I don't think there's that much growth in the character.
No.
I think this is a look into this character. It's like an observation of this character. I think at the beginning and at the end, he didn't become more mad. We see him in the first scene like kill someone. And
in the second scene, the last scene, he's just furthering his career even further after fucking everyone over.
Right, and like you just feel terrified for those people working for him now. But like it's also like this kind of like also like they're obviously like this is a look at like actual CEOs, same as like American Psycho and stuff. Like that is like actually how some people who run their businesses like actually are, and that's like. Which is the insane thing. Like, obviously, this could be pushed a little bit more, but like, I think that's what makes him so terrifying. Is yeah, I don't know. I think this is like I said, I think this is Jake Gyllenhaal's best performance. Louis Bloom is absolutely someone I would be terrified to run into on the street. It's good. What did you think about the soundtrack?
I enjoy it. I like it. I think it's fitting for what they're trying to do when they're trying to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This movie does a couple things that I typically don't like in films, but they do it better or in a way that I enjoy. And those two things are making me look at a screen while I'm looking at a screen.
Fair.
I'm just not a huge fan of that in general.
Okay.
But they seem to do it pretty well in this movie because it's like a modern media.
Right, and it's used as a framing device.
Yeah, and he's not exactly like a photographer, so it's not like he's going to be in oh my gosh, what do you call it? A developing room? I can't remember what it's called. The Red Room?
No, that's like developing lab. That's a dark room.
A dark room. He's not a photographer, so he's not going to be in a dark room, but he is like a digital videographer.
Yeah.
So like they use it as a story tool, and then even as like you said, like a framing tool when I love that scene when they're face to face, him and Rita, and Rick's dead body is on the screen behind them looking.
Yeah. The cinematography in this film is absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic.
That's just a personal thing that I'm not a huge fan of in movies that I think that they did really well in this. Another thing that I'm not a huge fan of in movies that I think they did really well are like super kind of long shots over like the city and stuff.
Yeah.
But this movie just like it really sets like the scope and the scale of what's going on, like where they are, the amount of space they have to cover, like how quickly he's actually moving, like how erratic he's being. Like I think it is appropriate, and they do it really well. Sometimes I just hate those like those long droning shots. Where
I love those shots.
No, I do enjoy them, but it's like sometimes it can be very overdone, and like you could remove that from the movie, and it wouldn't change anything. In this film, I feel like each time it does it, it's a lot more necessary, and it kind of feeds into the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's fair. I that last part is not like it's more like a personal difference because like I watch films that are literally just long shots. Like literally, that is also what like the films I make.
I should retract because it's like I can appreciate them. It's just like in some films it can be like distracting.
No, absolutely. They're just sometimes they just are used as filler.
Yeah, and in this movie, I think that's not the case. I do appreciate long shots. I think they can be cool. I guess my point is like that it's not distracting. It's not jarring. It's just like it really fills the ambiance.
Yeah, no, ambiance is a great word to describe it. Yeah, what I wanted to talk about was I agree with everything you said. I could care less about like screens on screen, but I could definitely see how that is a thing that people don't like. I think the long shots are absolutely fantastic, like you said, in this film because of the reason it adds to the ambiance of the film. Because
you feel like I'm where he's at, like flying up above everyone else. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think the like I know there's like the cliche thing to say like the city is part of like a character in itself. I think like the atmosphere of LA at night is definitely a player here in this film. It's important because you can't really get this type of. I mean, you could technically place this in other cities, but I think LA just feels right for it.
It's the perfect backdrop for what they're trying to do.
Yeah, what I wanted to talk about the soundtrack though is how strange it is. So when we get Lou going through like the house after there was the murders where he got there before the cops did, or like where there was the car crash with the rivals that he set up. The soundtrack is cheery. It is inspirational. It is not droning. It is not psychotic. It is not terrifying. Yeah. It is actually uplifting. When I first saw this movie, I did not like that.
Yeah, they almost want you to root for Lewis, or they frame it in a way that you should be rooting for Lewis.
Right, exactly. But the second time I'm watching this, I can see how they're using that cleverly as a way to make you feel, because, like, yeah, the main character, the protagonist of the film, is getting everything he wants right now. He is moving up the corporate ladder, his corporate ladder. He is becoming what he wants to, but the event that's causing that is so horrifying. So it's this contrast they want you to feel with this very, like, it almost feels like Truman Show like soundtrack, like kind of even like soap opera style soundtrack, where it is very light, it's inspirational, but it's also like you're looking at the most twisted things. I can confidently say that I really enjoyed it this time around. I really liked how they played with that. I thought it was pretty smart.
Yeah, I think that the soundtrack is well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything? So, okay, let's break down what this movie needs before we remake it. Like, what is the core concepts of this film that we feel like need to be translated into however we remake it? I think, first of all, we need a great performance from an actor or actress. I think there has to be the performance aspect of it. I think it has to be at night in a city with the long shots. That is a big part of what this movie is the slow ambiance. And I think the main character needs 2 more CGI Jake Gyllenhaal. Exactly. We need more Jake Gyllenhaal in it. And I think, like, it's weird to say, like, there has to be no character growth, but instead a character revealed to the audience. Like, I think, like we both said, like, Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't have a character arc. Well, he kind of does. Like, he gets what he wants, but I think the main story here is, like, his inner thoughts being revealed to the audience throughout time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, his growth is, like, it's, what am I trying to say here? Only he knows the growth that he will have. You know, it's like each time that something happens, it's not revealed to you until the last second. Like when you see his new car.
Right, like that came out of nowhere. Like,
it's like, holy shit, he's got a fucking $30,000 car.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's like how you see his growth. I guess that's what I mean. Like, you're right. He doesn't experience growth. True.
It's like financial growth he has, but like I'm talking about like character growth.
Yeah,
like,
no, he doesn't experience.
Like if we want to talk about like Hot Fuzz, like Nicholas Angel started as the, like, first of all, the first 6 minutes of this movie's the opposite of the first 6 minutes of Hot Fuzz, where we learn everything about the main character. We don't know anything about the main character. We don't know where he comes from. We don't know his past. We literally don't know who he was. We
don't even hear his name for the first, like, 20 minutes.
Yeah, we don't know who this person is. We barely know who he is at the end. He's an enigma. What was I saying? Yeah, so we see, like, the financial gain, but, like, we never see, like, there's not a hero's journey. Like, no. He doesn't overcome odds. Well, I guess he technically overcomes odds. His mentor, he fucks up. Like, I guess there is a hero's journey here, but
he grows in the way a business grows, not in the way that a person or a character grows.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. Absolutely. He grows like a business. He's almost not even human, it feels like. Mm-hmm. He is, and maybe that's why there is no personal growth. That makes it so weird, is because he as a person wouldn't grow. Like,
mm-hmm. He has no reason to grow or change. He knows his path and he's on it, and he, like, knows how to get to the end of this movie. That's how it feels. Like, from the first time I see this guy, it's like, this guy knows how the movie's gonna end. He knows how he's gonna get there, and nothing's gonna stop him.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's an important aspect we have to bring into whatever we make. And I think that's it. So a character that doesn't really have growth isn't revealed too much about. Grows more like a business. It has to have some type of ambiance that is very important to the film, either through its cinematography that is revealed or through its soundtrack, like it is revealed in Nightcrawler. It also, what was the first thing I said?
I don't know. This is for the third part, right? Where we have to rewrite the movie?
Yeah, I'm trying to break down like what are the important parts of Nightcrawler that we have to translate over. Character performance, lack of growth, character performance, the ambiance of the city. So for those who are new here to the podcast, this is the last part of this is the third part of the podcast, the last part where we take the movie of the week, the movie that we just watched, and through you guys voting on straw polls on our Discord, you can find both the Discords underneath both of our channels. We have to either make a prequel, sequel, or remake in the movie genre of your choice. So this week it was a 3-way tie between prequel, sequel, or remake. So you have to roll a D4, Shane. So we can find out.
Act the.
But there was also a 3-way tie between the movie genre. But I think this 3-way tie we can actually do, like make a movie out of all three of those genres. But first we need to find out if it's a prequel, sequel, or remake. Yeah, and then if it's a 4, we just roll again.
It's a 2.
Sequel. So, we are making a sequel to the Jake Gyllenhaal Nightcrawler in the movie genre. The movie genre is a bromance lifetime television Hallmark movie.
What? Wait, what? Say that again?
We are making Nightcrawler into a romance Hallmark / lifetime television movie. Do you know what the Lifetime channel, like those really incredibly bad, sappy movies? Same with the Hallmark channel.
And it's a remake.
It's a sequel.
It's a sequel.
It's a sequel, but like a really bad TV movie, over dramatized acting.
Need to recast.
Yeah, obviously, if it's a Lifetime, they don't have the money for Jake Gyllenhaal.
But it's a sequel.
They do not have if it is Lifetime, I guarantee you they do not have the budget for Jake Gyllenhaal. We have to find, alright, let's look at some soap operas.
Get Bill Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton they can afford, but...
Oh, I have it.
Who is the soap opera?
Bill Paxton recovers in the hospital.
Okay.
His nurse.
Oh, yeah, go with it.
The love of his life.
Yes, okay, I like this. So, first of all, let's get performance. I think Bill Paxton could put on a good performance. What else was he in?
You know how many times he said fucking bruh in this movie? He was also in Twister.
Dude, he was in Titanic.
He was in Titanic?
Who the hell was he in Titanic?
What?
Wait, Bill Paxton was on a lot of stuff. What?
Yeah, no, he's...
Well, I knew he was big, but like, who was he in?
But my point was, I still think he'd definitely sign on for a Lifetime movie. I feel like.
Oh no, absolutely! I'm looking at his list right now. He's been in everything.
Yeah.
I forgot that he was in Tombstone and True Lies.
He's been in a lot of stuff. The Terminator.
Dude, he was big in the 90s.
Twisters.
Oh, he was. The supporting character in Titanic, like current day Titanic times, like the person trying to find the Titanic.
Yeah. He
I don't like that movie.
Rose.
He was.
Chip and.
Yeah, exactly. He was in WWE SmackDown for a
match. He was.
He was in Spy Kids 3D called Dinky Winks.
Tales from the Crypt? What the fuck?
He was in a Limp Bizkit music video. What else was he? He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for like a decent amount of episodes. What the hell? Okay.
Yeah, Frasier, he's on a bunch of shit.
Yeah, he would definitely. I feel like, but like looking at his list, like he would definitely take a Lifetime movie.
Was it what was that one movie with the mouse that was he in that?
The Mouse?
No. It's called Vertical Limit. Yeah, Vertical Limit. That movie was wild.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, it's a classic. Starring Bill Paxton and that other guy, Paul Walker, I think.
Oh, okay. Probably yeah.
I don't think Paul Walker's in this. I'm just an asshole. It's Chris O'Donnell.
Okay.
Who you would also know as Robin from Batman and Robin. and Batman Forever.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's kind of like a Paul Walker type. I'll give you that.
He definitely kind of looks like Paul Walker in that movie too. He's got like long blonde hair.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see that. All right, so the first part, we have Bill Paxton giving a Lifetime movie style performance.
Yeah, and I think the whole movie is just his nurse nursing him back to health.
Absolutely.
In the end of the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal hits him with a news bus.
Oh my god, yeah, so we have Bill Paxton waking up from, I think he like broke his neck and like a bunch of shit after...
Frick. I don't even know if he survived. That's why I was saying, like, that's what makes the opening to this great. It's just Bill Paxton opening his eyes to bright lights and a beautiful lady.
Yeah, absolutely. It's filmed really poorly, so I think it's a noir on accident. For those who don't know, a big part of the noir film genre, and like even like this is what makes a noir film, is that instead of having practical lighting, it has found lighting. For those who don't know filmmaking terms, that means like an example of this in Nightcrawler is like all the exterior shots are like being lit by like the night lights of LA. They don't have like big studio lights lighting things. That's why noir films are usually have high contrast shadows, are usually more darker and visually in that type of tone. Found lighting. So that kind of works with a Lifetime movie because they don't probably have what is like the average budget for a Lifetime movie?
I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, guess.
$750,000. Because I think they just film it in like one house.
Well, okay, so this is off topic. Did you know there's like a Hallmark town in Canada where they film all those Christmas movies? Like, there's literally like an entire fake town in Canada.
Oh my gosh!
That they,
of course there is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I was way off.
This budget is saying 1.2 to 1.5 mil.
It says I just Googled and it just came up. This is just what Google's telling me is the right. So I hate that they do that. I have no proof if this is accurate.
Right.
The movies are made on a strict budget of around $2 million, which sounds like a lot, but in Hollywood terms is about the cost of a single television episode.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Oh man.
Oh my god. I want to. Okay, listen. I'm looking. I'm on Lifetime's website right now. These are the recent movies, so we need to figure out a better title for Nightcrawler. So premiering on Saturday, May 8th at 8 Central, Memories of a Murder. Up next on Sunday, May 9th, Burning Little Lies. And don't forget, premiering Saturday, June 5th at 8 Central, Gone Mom, The Disappearance of Jennifer Dulos. Then after that, you can catch out Soccer Mom, Madame. And then don't forget, the next Saturday, Left 4 Dead, the Ashley Reeves story. But that's not all. Premiering that Sunday after the Left 4 Dead, the Ashley Reeves story, we have Secrets of a Gold Digger Killer.
And then on Monday, we have the coveted follow-up of Nightcrawler.
The Night Nurse. No.
The Night Nurse cometh.
The Night Nurse. What would it be? It'd be like Victims of a Psychopath. Or something so cheesy like that.
Newsroom.
Victimize. Yes, it would be like that. It would be like the true story of the news. Or true news or something like that. God, we should watch a Lifetime movie one of these weeks.
Oh my god.
Or a Hallmark. All right, I'm saying it now. When it gets to December, we're gonna watch Hallmark movies during that month. Not all month, but we're gonna at least watch one. I'm putting it out there now. One of my choices will be a Hallmark movie. Wait, I want to look at a Hallmark. I know we're going off a tangent right now, chat, but I want to see what the recent Hallmark movies are called. Actually, the Hallmark Hall of Fame movie list. Oh my god. Alright, the top Hallmark movies are A Christmas Love Story, Love Takes Flight, Christmas Everlasting, The Beach House, The Christmas Train, Love Locks, A Heavenly Christmas, Just in Time for Christmas, Away and Back, One Christmas Eve, Christmas in Conway, Remembering Sunday, The Makeover, Christmas with Holly, A Smile as Big as the Moon. Cool. Yeah, we're definitely gonna watch one of these movies. So yeah. Okay, then what was the last one? The ambiance. It's the hospital.
Yeah.
It's the hospital, right? It's like,
Long
obviously Bill
shot.
Paxton is gonna die. Yeah, it's gonna be long shots of like the corridors of the hospital. Like Bill Paxton. There's definitely gonna be like a shot that'll probably like lingers a little bit too long. Of like, it's gonna be in the corner of the room, facing Bill Paxton. There's gonna be definitely like a window, like a large window. It's gonna be overlooking L.A. And there's gonna be like just like a long shot of him just like staring out the window, and then like on the TV in the corner of the room, like hanging, like if you've ever been in a hospital room, like that's where the TV is. It's like in the corner, like top corner, like kind of like a waiting room. It's gonna be the news, and it's gonna be playing some of Lou Bloom's things, and he's just gonna be staring out into Las Vegas. No, not Las Vegas. I almost called it Los Santos too. LA.
Is Bill Paxton the main character here?
I think so.
Or is the nurse the main character?
Oh shit, you're right. It's a Lifetime movie. I think it has to be the nurse.
Because, like, I was saying, like, he might just get hit by a news bus near the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But we don't want character growth either.
Right.
So he can't change.
That is true. So
I get hit by an unchanged Jake Gyllenhaal.
Maybe he's a dick throughout. Like because even Bill Paxton's character in the show. I mean, anyone who really is a Nightcrawler.
Bruh.
Yeah, bruh sucks. So yeah, I think you're right. I think the nurse is probably the main character. She probably is the only person who has growth, where maybe she tries to change this man, but she can't. Because bruh.
Because bruh. He won't stop saying bruh.
I'm looking at a list of top like celebrities you forgot were in real Lifetime.
Me too. I found like Katherine Heigl.
Yeah, Kristen Bell. Okay, we need to find someone. We need to find like an actress who's not like big anymore.
January Kristen Jones. Oh, she was in Mad Men. Can't get her.
Can't get her. Oh, Hayden Panettiere.
That's like the perfect person.
She hasn't done anything since Heroes, right? I don't want to be mean, but like...
She does those Pantene commercials.
Right, okay.
Oh, no, not really.
What was the last thing she was in? I guess she's in a show called Nashville.
Yep, Custody, Until Dawn. So she did a video game recently?
Until Dawn was sweet, yeah. She was in Until Dawn.
Okay, she actually did Kingdom Hearts as well. Sign her up, dude. I think she's...
Yeah, I think she would. I think she would actually act her heart out, too. I like her. But I think Hayden Panettiere. Coming back from...
I have not been giving Hayden Panettiere enough
Is that her... How do you say her last name?
Panettiere.
Okay.
Because she was in Robot Chicken, another Kingdom Hearts game.
Scream 4.
Another Kingdom Hearts game, Malcolm in the Middle. What the fuck?
She's like was big in the 2000s. She was like Bringing On and stuff.
Ally McBeal.
Exactly. So
female lawyer.
I think she was in the Wendy's chicken nuggets commercial in 1996.
Hell yeah! Touched by an Angel. She would definitely be.
She was. Oh yeah, she was definitely in touch. She was in like a. Yeah, she's definitely in a Lifetime. I feel like I'm like kind of surprised she hasn't been in like a like Lifetime.
What? Unhappily Ever After, a Wendy's chicken nugget commercial. That's so funny. How do you spell God TV movie? That sounds like a fucking...
that sounds like a Lifetime movie, actually.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
What?
It's an HBO Kids movie.
I mean, the Custody kind of sounds like a Lifetime...
Wait, Fred Savage was in this?
Wait, Fred Savage?
Was in How Do You Spell God?
The lives of 3 women are unexpectedly changed when they cross paths at New York family court. That actually sounds like it might be a Lifetime movie.
Oh my.
Oh wait. Okay, the first comment on this review. 2 nights ago, I watched an especially compelling movie on Lifetime, Custody. She was already in a Lifetime movie.
Yes, it's perfect.
She's in. She's the main character. But this was in 2016. So, like, the sequel probably would be coming around, like, 2018.
Hell yeah.
Boom, she's in. And I think that's the sequel tonight. We still need a name for it. A really cheesy... Chat, I'm throwing this out to you, too. A really cheesy Lifetime... title. I wonder if there's like a Lifetime movie name generator.
Hold on.
Oh my God, there is. There's a name generator for anything.
Here we go. I'm on a good track.
Okay. Moment of the Night Stalker.
I'm looking up hospital units.
Oh, that's a good call. I'm actually, there's like a Lifetime movie title generator I'm looking at.
Love in the ICU or something.
Yes. Tricks of the Halls, Martha Behind the Sun.
Units.
The Man Who Killed Me with Crazy.
Caring intensively.
Oh, yes, that's Caring Intensively. Boom. That's the name of the sequel to Nightcrawler is Caring Intensively. It is going to be on at Saturday, May 28th. I don't know if that's a Saturday.
They have 3 weeks to film with a $2 million budget.
Dude, they probably film Lifetime movies in like 3 weeks.
That is what came up when I Googled the budget. It said that they have 3 weeks to film with a $2 million budget.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and it probably takes like maybe like 2 or 3 months to edit. So this is probably going to drop like October. This is going to be one of the scarier Lifetime movies.
Hell yeah. And there is no Jake Gyllenhaal. He just gets hit by a VPN.
I think they did you ever see American Psycho 2? Where you see like, first of all, never watch American Psycho 2. Okay. It's bad. It's starring God, who is it? Let me see. It's called American Psycho 2 All-American Girl. It came out in 2002. It is starring Mila Kunis.
Okay.
But anyway, you see like the back of the head of Patrick Bateman. I think you see someone who kind of looks like Jake Gyllenhaal, but like in the background for maybe one scene walk past.
It's just like his top knot.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just he's riding on a bike past, and then boom, Caring Intensively.
Man,
nailed it.
On Lifetime next Saturday, 7 p.m.
Movie ruined.
Runtime 90 minutes.
Yeah. Well, the runtime is probably like 90 minutes. You're right. It's probably
commercials.
Dude, yes, there would be commercials in the worst places too. Like every time. And you're
Bill
right.
Paxton is like walking across the street for the first time, smiling back at his girlfriend lovingly, and you just hear "skirt," and then it cuts to commercial.
Exactly. Oh my God. I feel like I think this is not besmirching Bill Paxton, but I feel like Bill Paxton like phones it in this role. Hayden Panettiere does not. She does not. She kills it. But like Bill Paxton is like, you can see, is just like laying in the hospital bed for like 80 out of the 90 minutes. Just not.
Tells them to hit him with a real bus.
Exactly. And that is it. Movie ruined. Round of applause, everyone. We did it. Another movie ruined. Woohoo! All right. What movie are we ruining next week, Shane?
Next week, to keep on theme with our masterful entrepreneurship and meteoric rise to success, we will be watching There Will Be Blood, starring Daniel Day-Lewis. And Paul
hell yeah. I'm excited. I'm absolutely excited.
I'm too. It is on Netflix, another one on Netflix. That's not why I picked it. I just noticed.
Okay.
It is because of the direct parallels between Daniel Day-Lewis and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. I've actually never seen them.
You've never seen this movie?
No. I've seen clips of it. I mean, we actually talked about it in film classes, but I've never actually seen it all the way through.
You spoke directly about the score of this movie, so that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because I think that There Will Be Blood has a beautiful one.
Awesome. I'm excited. Yeah, like it's weird. I've seen clips of it. I can like piece together what happens through it, but I've never actually sat down and watched the entire thing.
It's one of my favorites. I love it. Daniel Day-Lewis is a very committed individual. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll always give him that. He's fantastic. Awesome. Awesome. Well, that was your episode of Ruining Movies. I forgot to say in the beginning, my name is Zach. My co-host is Shayne.
That's me.
If you really wanted to know our names, you guys now know that. Let's do some plugs, and then after, for anyone who is in chat who wants to play Valorant with us, we're going to be playing Valorant for about an hour or two. So yeah, we do that after every podcast, which we film live 6 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday, and then we do community games with people after. So if you're listening to this in the future and that sounds like something you want to do, come check it out live. Hit us with a plug me.
Yeah, if you're not here already, you should be there sometime. They're at twitch.tv/bringtheshame. Come hang out, have fun. I play video games. It's fucking sweet. Join us in the Discord down below. That's where we do all our chatting and talking and hanging out and stuff. I'm also on another podcast. But Zach's about to tell you about that with one of his 19 plugs.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. So, obviously, if you're not here before, if you were not here right now, you can catch me at twitch.tv/farmgoat. Shane and I do Dummies Play on Mondays, where we play co-op games together. And it's usually a blast. We're not the greatest at video games, so it's usually just a lot of fun. Yeah. Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. You're listening to the podcast that we record then, Ruining Movies. So if you enjoyed this, come back next week. To go on to our other podcast, Survival Check, if you play Dungeons & Dragons, specifically Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Actually, it doesn't even have to be 5th edition. We are currently going through from A to Z, Aarakocra, 2 zombies, all the monsters in the Monster Manual. We do a brief history of them. I do research for the show, talk about how they have evolved all the way throughout their history in Dungeons & Dragons, talk about their real-world origins, and then we talk about how we would use them in our own games. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can find all those episodes on Spotify at Survival Check. So go check those out. Those are always a lot of fun. Kind of to plug more Ruining Movies things. We now have social media specific for Ruining Movies, so go check out our Twitter. Our Twitter is actually Movie Ruining because someone had Ruining Movies as their Twitter handle.
They probably just post spoilers like all day long.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even look into it, but yeah. So if you type in, we're at Movies Ruining on Twitter. Go check that out. I've been reposting cool things I've been seeing about news about films, and I've been commenting on a little bit of them and the cinematography. You'll also be notified whenever the new episodes are released, which I'm getting better at uploading them Sundays or Mondays, so a couple days before we record on Tuesday. We also now have a YouTube page where all these are being uploaded. They're no longer on my separate YouTube channel, so you can go to Ruining Movies at YouTube. You will find all of our full-length podcasts there. I've also been cutting them up into shorts, so if you just want to get quick 60-second clips of the podcast, hear Shane and I's thoughts on very specific things like Mortal Kombat or the MCU, or if Sharon Carter's a Skrull, you can definitely find shorts there and listen to our thoughts there, so you don't have to listen to the entire thing if you don't want to. And we also have a TikTok. Same thing. You want to see shorts? Go follow us at Ruining Movies at TikTok. Now back to my personal stuff. You can go to Farm Goat Plays to see all.
We are knocking them out one at a time.
I have so many things. Which I have something big in the work that's going to combine them all pretty much. So there won't be so many plugs. But anyway, you can go to Farm Goat Plays. You can see me role play on different RP servers for Red Dead Redemption and GTA, No Pixel. Also, I'm going to be streaming more of those, so if you are into RP servers and stuff, come check me out. I play a couple cool characters. We also, all the Dummy, they're not Dummy Tuesdays anymore. Dummy Plays are Dummy Mondays. Those are also uploaded to YouTube, so if you missed that broadcast, you can see a consolidated version of that cut up. They're fun, they're humorous. I quite enjoy them. I know other people quite enjoy them. And yeah, I'm in the works right now to consolidate all of my podcasts and stuff that I host and produce into one large entity that is currently being worked on. So soon I won't have to do 10 plugs. I'll just tell you to go check out that one thing. God, is there anything else I have to plug? I don't think so. Can you think of anything?
Your ears as I scream my head off during Valorant.
All right, that's true. All right. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys all who followed and rated throughout the podcast. Honestly, much love. We really do appreciate you guys coming in, having conversations with us. Your opinions definitely matter, and we like. You guys brought up Toxic Avenger in Mortal Kombat. That was something I never even thought about. So yeah.
Yeah, I love the questions. I love the rapport. It's great.
Absolutely. So in the future, if you're watching this, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, come join us. This is a live podcast. We are all here. We are here to have conversations with you. That is something I'm going to be stressing more of going forward, is that this podcast is not just Shane and I talking. It is also an experience for the viewers too, if you guys want to get involved.
That was the point of doing it live.
Exactly. So in the future, come do that. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And until next time, be excellent to each other. We're going to watch... What were we going to watch again? I can't remember the titles. There Will Be Blood. I'm excited. And we will see you all next week with more news, a new movie, and a new movie to ruin. Bye, everyone.
Bye.